It's your boy, Be Active, with Love and Lacey, the podcast show for the 360. I'm here with my longtime friend, Reliegh. Pulled up on Bulldog Tattoo in Lacey. Give him the address real quick.
3959 Martin Way.
So you guys come down here, check him out, get some tats. Everybody's friendly here. It's all good. He's about to tap my son's hands. The family first. We're going to talk about that, the origins of it. We're going to talk about the origins of the Bulldog tattoo and how this all came to be. And you guys are about to see Lacey from Laycee get her first dope professional tattoo done. And we out. Let's get to it, man.
All right.
Hey, it's your boy, Be Active, Love and Lacey, the podcast show for the 360. I'm here, my longtime friend, Reliegh at Bulldog Tattoo. And this is my son getting his first tattoo. Family first. That's what we do. So, Reliegh, man, where do we even begin? We go way back, like beyond middle school back.
Yeah.
And so, before we even get into that, like we here, this episode is to honor, a couple different things simultaneously. One is Bulldog Tattoo, Reliegh specifically. The tattoos he's done all over my body. But I just want to get into, for the people that aren't familiar with, and everybody loves the origin story.
Yeah.
So break it down. What's the history behind Bulldog?
Was opened up in 06 by my buddy, like my brother, Raph. Originally from California and had tattooed here in town for a handful of years and opened up the shop out there, Hawks Prairie, or towards Hawks Prairie. And it kind of just took off, and I took it over a handful of years ago and kept running with it.
When did you move from Hawks Prairie to...
We were over there on the corner, of Lily and Martin Way.
Yep.
9 years.
That's where I got all my work done from you.
And then, we were in the house down there for 3 years, and then moved over there, then apartment for 9, and then opened up this one during COVID shutdown. Built this place out.
Yeah.
And reopened here, which was wild.
Yeah, I was going to get into that next too, because as we know, some of us that have been following the show, I was locked up for the whole of COVID. I missed the whole thing. So it's like hearing people talk about it, it's still kind of surreal to me because I literally missed it completely. Like I fell in 19. I just, got out in December, and now it's like everybody has these like COVID PTSD, conversations.
You were fucking locked up,
Yeah. So how did you guys survive during COVID?
Oh man, it was a whirlwind. We were appointment only and fucking only allowed to tattoo and not so many people, and it was quite the worry, from if we were gonna be able to work again.
Yeah.
What they were gonna allow us to do, because nobody knew what was going on.
I know. It would have been nice if you guys were deemed an essential service, right?
Yeah.
Mental health, it could have been.
Yeah, and I got all these essential guys trying to be like, tattoo me in your garage.
Yeah. That's
like, no.
Yeah, I got a couple tats inside during COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, we were locked down, so it's like, what else are we gonna do? We're in the feds. You know what I mean? They weren't monitoring us because when we actually got COVID, like in the unit, they basically just fed us out.
You guys probably all got sick too, right?
Yeah, I caught COVID in 2020 the first time, and it was like an overnight chill for me. Like that was it. Like I was up the next day working out, doing push-ups, and the whole unit. And these guys are so, like the way they were doing things. So our unit is just 2 floors, and the floors aren't separated. It's just like a big, circular thing, right? And so when we started popping positive in the unit, They're like, oh, you're positive, you move upstairs. All the positives move upstairs, and all the negatives move downstairs. They didn't. It wasn't even like a clean the room thing. It was just like you, and then everybody's moving, passing each other. Then so they wait 10
They
days.
keep you there for
Oh, they waited 10 days, and then they did another one, another testing for all the people that didn't test positive the first time.
Yeah.
And so, mind you, this is how our lockdowns kept getting extended because at the time they were doing 21 days straight, no matter what. But the catch was it's 21 days, day zero from the latest positive.
Okay.
So the first group gets positive, they move upstairs.
Yeah.
10 days after that, they run tests again. So then all of those new positives move upstairs, day zero.
Gotcha.
And they kept doing that until everybody in the unit basically tested positive. So our 21-day lockdowns were like 3 months at a time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just, and we're in like low custody facilities. So the mind fuck of that, like, man, I could have went to a penitentiary where it's 23 in lockdown. Instead, I'm in a low-level security facility on 24 lockdown.
Yeah.
You know, for months at a time. And yeah, that was probably, I mean, for us on the inside, it was a different experience.
Yeah.
We experienced COVID, but looking on the news and watching everybody in the world wear masks and get put on house arrest.
You guys didn't do none of that shit, huh?
No, they forced us to wear masks, but we're in a unit. So like, you know, we bucked on it, but then it was like, oh, okay, well, if you don't wear your mask, then you go into the hole. Yeah, it's like all I gotta do is get a positive, and I'll go the hole anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, and that was their treatment for us inside was, oh, you're positive. We're gonna isolate you. We're gonna take all your belongings as if someone had lice, or you know what I'm saying, and bag it in these plastic bags and throw it in this area while you go quarantine with none of your property, nothing's going with you, and it was just like because you know that. And when it first came out, it was like hard surfaces and whatever. So they literally were like, put everything in a bag, and then you go just to another unit. So it's not like they weren't doing anything for it.
No.
So there was no medicine. There was no there was nothing. There was nothing being done about it. You know what I mean? Ooh, that's looking good. There you go. That's my boy. So for you guys, like financially, was it a struggle? Like,
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, anybody takes 3 months off without getting a paycheck.
also originally it was like 3 months, nothing for Bulldog.
Nothing. Not a single penny. And I was building this one, so it was just going out. You know.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, "Fuck, man!" And then all the guys are like, "Well, what do you think?" And I'm like, following the news and you know, listening to the governor talk, and I'm just like, shit, we can't keep going on and on and on. It's like, what the fuck, man? I'm gonna have to get a goddamn bus job or something, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
I did a couple of concrete jobs when I was off, you know, to help some friends out and stuff, and make some money, you know, just
I do something to survive.
Didn't know what was going on, you know?
Yeah.
And then it was like, man, these guys ain't gonna let us tattoos in. Go back to the hammer.
Go back to that, you know, because concrete, wood, electrical, plumbing, that's always gonna go on. They didn't stop building nothing in COVID.
No.
You know, construction was still going on.
No. But you know, I mean, I get it. You know, this is a sheer luxury, bro. You know, so it's like I understood immediately. I was like, oh yeah, I mean, we're gonna be last back up. You know?
Oh yeah, because you're hands on, you're dealing with blood. You know what I mean, like a glove.
Tattoos, dude.
Right, that's what's up.
It was pretty wild, you know, unnerving. I made a bunch of paintings and stuff that I was selling to people. Thank God they wanted to buy them, you know.
Well, that's what's up. That's one thing. I think a lot of people forget that tattoo artists are artists.
Yeah.
Like real life artists. You saying here you made paintings and sold them. Yeah. Like sometimes people forget to put the two together. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty. You know? Were you doing like auctions or you just like private people that?
And then I did a bunch of small ones that I just did like my designs and you know I was going, because I mean, half these, every Target and Walmart was open, so you just go in there and you can buy the frames, and I'd just get a bunch of frames and I'd frame up all these things, sell them for $40, and I was just taking donations and stuff. And my wife, she was making wall hangings and shit too, for people's decorations, but she was taking gift cards to local businesses, so we were supporting everybody else that was open when we weren't open.
Yeah.
Just by getting gift cards to these restaurants and stores and shit.
Hell yeah.
Which was cool. Community thing, I'm big on that shit.
How you feeling?
Good. It hurts though.
It hurts?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hand tats on them bones. Hey, remember you did my chest? I was going to sleep.
Really?
Hell yeah. He was like, "How the fuck are you going to sleep?"
We work too much. Way too hard.
Yeah, he did a full dragon all the way up here. Some of you guys probably seen it if you see me with my shirt off in the post. But yeah, Riley was like, "How the fuck are you going to sleep?" I had earbuds in and I was knocked out. He's like, "Man, most motherfuckers can't even do one sitting. You're just sleeping."
Right through it.
Plus, you kind of get used to because some tattoo artists are heavy-handed, and every time I got a tat out here was from you for the most part. So I already knew what to expect. I'm prepared mentally when I'm coming in. Like, all right, I'm about to do this. We're not coming back.
No.
So no matter how big the piece was, and Riley's done here. He did my piece for block. He did my hands, big chest piece, and every time it was like one sitting, fairly quick. I mean, you see how we almost done, and we started this interview right when he was working on the first hand. He already on the second. This is fairly quick stuff when we're dealing with Riley, but
It hurts. Gotta get it over with.
Did you?
When I first started, I did one. Did a little tribal thing on my ankle. Right there. I was like, that's it. That hurts too bad. Nope.
How old were you when you got your first tattoo?
But, it was over in Germany.
18, I think he said. No. Yeah, 16 years old. I mean, that's kind of typical, man. Like,
I was over in Germany. Met a guy at a bar, and he's like, I do tats. And he had tattooed a bunch of people that in Germany.
in Germany, that's legal.
Yeah. And I met this dude, and he had tattooed a bunch of my sister's friends.
So you kind of already familiar with his work too?
Yeah, it was seemed legit, right? I mean, you know everything at 16, right? So I was just like, fuck yeah.
Invincible, know it all.
Everybody wants to do it.
Why not let this drunk guy I met in the bar put ink on me?
But then I was then I got over here and I was into it and stuff, and I started hanging out with a bunch of guys that were tattooing and, made a bunch of buddies, and then I had to wait till I was old enough.
So my next question, were you consider yourself an artist before you started tattooing, or did drawing and actually doing your own work come after you really started getting into the tattoos?
Well, I've always been creative and artistic in many forms, building and drawing and, just creative outlets, right? And, but the tattooing, I was, full-time, I was career construction guy.
Yeah.
But I was getting tattooed and a whole bunch, and it just eventually got a weekend job working the counter and, made my way into the industry and fuck, man, took off. And
Hey, because I met some guys that can't draw for shit in the joint, but they can tattoo like a motherfucker.
It's crap. It's there's a lot of carpenters that can cut hella good shit, and can't hammer a nail. But
that's true.
You learn how to use the tool and you just follow the lines.
Yeah, because yeah. But I mean, it's more to it than tracing, obviously. But like I said, I just found that I always found that interesting. It's this dude can't draw a picture, but if you give him a picture, he could put it on your body and make it come to life. So that's That's why I was wondering if you were an artist first or
Well,
after,
I've always been pretty savvy with stuff.
with just drawing pictures and
Yeah. And then you just refine it. It's constant growth. That's like, me moving down south. I'm working with guys that are, big dogs too, and it's, I hope to get better, and that's the whole aspect of life is growing and bettering, and
yeah.
you'll do more and more. And
Just kind of watch them get ready.
Make sure we're not doing nothing crazy.
Yeah. This isn't going in the edits.
You ready?
The trick is, every time I say that, it's on the
It's on
episode. Every time.
that's so funny.
I gotta watch his face for ticks.
Yeah. Well, before that first line, it's like, how do you
This is 6 and 7. I've been ready.
easy, right?
Yeah, he got some dark shading on some of them too. So this ain't his first rodeo.
Yeah.
That's what's up, though. I'm so mad. I guess I wasn't mad, but I wish you would have done Anansia's, my daughter's.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. This is who's marrying her.
Oh, yeah, all right.
My future son-in-law
Hell yeah. You gotta keep it on.
in your hands right now.
On the family.
You already know. And that's what family first is all about, man. It's,
Yeah. Where do you where did it all come from? Well, I know I done a bunch of these for you guys.
yeah, I remember one night you did like 10 in a row.
Yeah. That was a night, bro. Stayed late and everything.
Yeah, that was back when tattoos was cheap.
They're proud of that shit nowadays.
Yeah, they taxing. I'm glad I got a hold of you this time.
Oh yeah.
But so there was a lot of talk and speculation, and like with anything that people don't understand, they create narratives around.
Yeah.
So to set the record,
Mostly make themselves feel comfortable, right?
I don't know if they want to feel comfortable by calling other people mafia and a gang when that's not true.
Makes them feel comfortable. Make you guys look bad.
Yeah, I guess from they probably didn't feel comfortable when they
like that.
seen 3 or 4 of us coming.
I think there was like 3 or 4 jokes told that night. You guys were good.
So yeah, basically, me and Chris, rest in peace.
Yeah.
One of the greatest dudes that ever walked the planet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So me and him known each other since we was knee high to a grasshopper, and we done time together. So it's like when you do time with somebody, when you grow up with somebody, and you watch somebody develop and see their personality in all different levels, like that was legit.
Yeah.
That was my brother, and so when we both coincidentally came home from 10 plus sentence bids, we got out a month apart from each other.
That's wild.
So it wasn't one of those things where we had this friendship, it cultivated, and I got out 4 or 5 years later and we went our separate ways, but still, like, that's my homeboy. Like, that was my, like, man, we treated our relationship outside the same way we did on the inside. Like, whatever I had in my locker in prison was the same way I treated my house. He walked in, my kids loved him, he was Uncle Block. You go in the fridge, he could take my car. It was never an issue, you know what I mean? And so basically it got to a point where we incorporated, like, all of his brothers became my brothers.
Yeah.
And it was really just an idea one night. We were like, man, we should all get family first on our hands. And then we started going into it like, yeah, all the males only. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just we wanted it to represent, like, we see our hands no matter what all day long. Like, to see your face, you got to look in the mirror, but you can see your hands all day, every day. It's a constant reminder. And so one of the biggest, concepts that we held on to was just the nieces, the nephews, like, and being present. So family first literally meant our family comes first. That's it. It wasn't a mafia. It wasn't a gang thing. It wasn't nothing like that. If your son had a football game, everybody showed up. If it was Father's Day, we're all in one of our backyards. You know what I mean? Yeah, whatever it was. If one of the nieces had a cheerleading thing, or a recital, we showed up. All the birthdays, we were pooling our money. There was a point where
People don't got nobody, you know.
yeah, a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
There was a point in time where we were pulling our money, and every kid's birthday was getting quads.
Yeah.
You know, like whatever the niece or nephew was, you want a quad, you got a quad on your birthday. That was like a thing for a while. And then, you know, we did functions, and I just feel like, you know, that needed the air on that needed to be clear, because we never acted like a gang, and unless people consider like literally putting the people in your circle first,
Group of people.
a group of
Right,
people,
yeah.
right? And if that's your only definition for gang, is like people in a group who acted like family and put all of each other's needs,
Yeah.
wants, concerns, and functions on their priority list, then fuck it, we're a gang. It is what it is. If that's your definition, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and it's sad because the core of that was me and Chris Knobloch. Rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? And that's the tattoo you did for him.
Yeah.
You know. And for y'all that don't know, he did it for free. You know what I mean? Didn't cost me a dime for him to put that tribute on my arm.
You know, it mattered, you know. Like those are things. Like you do. You know, you gotta take care of people that take care of you.
Yeah, and I showed up with cash. And you're like, what?
You brought me a bunch of jobs, you know, and it's like, boy, it just, you know, passed, and it's like, fuck, man. You got some things you just gotta do, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And that was Block's whole philosophy on life. Like, that dude never showed up nowhere without a smile on his face. We were in prison together. We were out here together. We went through struggles, trials, tribulations, you know, violent situations. He always had a positive attitude. And even now in my life, since after getting out, losing him to, you know, gun violence is what we'll call it, because that's what it was. So and being there in person, losing my best friend to gun violence, and then going to prison shortly after that was just, it was enough to be like, you know what, like, I would rather honor him and my son, who you just tatted on, and my future son-in-law, by doing something that when they look at those hands, it has a whole new meaning and a different understanding as to the head of this family is now doing this and not a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Now I'm a hope dealer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's nice. You're doing all kinds of shit now. But like the drug court thing,
So
how'd you get on that?
So
What's up
a
with that?
friend of mine, Megan, who was actually also in that lifestyle when we were doing what we were doing,
Yeah.
and I get out, and she had already helped my wife get a house, the house we live in. She's in she's in real estate, and so what ended up happening is we start talking, and she invited me as a guest speaker for my company that I work for. And so I went to a board meeting as a guest,
Okay.
representing the organization that I work for, which is a nonprofit organization.
Speaking to other people there.
And so my thing was to highlight the services of my organization.
Okay.
And in the course of that, whenever you highlight services, it's a good practice to highlight yourself, to explain your own lived experiences, you know?
Right.
So it's kind of like telling them about myself and why I qualified for the position that I was telling them about.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so in the course of that meeting ended, one of the board members pulled me aside outside, and we were just kind of chopping, going back and forth. And, you know, she's running for one of the commissioner positions out here. And I thought about, you know, I was telling her I wanted to do my own nonprofit, so pursue it if you want it, you know. And she was like, I'll sponsor it, and you should actually, you know, think about getting involved in stuff like this.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, July 1st, a couple weeks after that first board meeting I went to as a guest speaker, Megan then became the president of the board and sent me an invite to come talk to the board members that weren't there the first time
Okay.
and make it an official invitation where they have to vote. You know, I had to step out of the room, and they voted on that. And then, you know, I come back in the room, and they're like, you know, it was unanimous.
They voted you in?
They voted me in.
Dang.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
from going to supposedly the king of the streets,
You would have never imagined it, right?
no. Hell no. There's a time when having these tats will get guns drawn on you by the police.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? And now, like I said, I could change the ability to be able to turn around and change that whole legacy makes everything I went through not necessarily worth it, but at the same time,
Useful.
not wasteful.
Yeah, and useful. 'Cause,
And
you know,
useful.
you can talk to other people about it too.
Exactly.
I mean, there's a lot of motherfuckers that, you know, get wrapped up in that shit. And, you know, it's like proof. You can do it. You don't have to do it.
Exactly. And that's one thing I was able to, you know, explain to the drug court community is like, hey, when they open the door to somebody like me,
Yeah, bro.
it opened the door for a lot of other people who would have never even thought that A, recovery, and B, having an actual job as a social worker, as a full-time job with my criminal history and my street status is even possible. Now I get messages on a regular basis of dudes that were like, I'm just going to get high forever. Now they're like,
Fuck it.
like, B, man, what do I got to do to, like, can I come see you? Can I help? Can you help me? And I'm like, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, and so
A lot of people reaching
yeah,
out.
absolutely. My program is growing every day.
I bet.
It's growing every day, and my Facebook is wide open. It's a public figure. My whole life is transparent. And you know what they say? It's like the difference between a rumor and a scandal is your level of notoriety in the community. So the more famous you are, that's when they start using words like scandal and you know, stuff like that. And I feel like I'm getting to that position where all of my endeavors, everything I do, has to align with everything I say. So my private performance has to align with my public performance, or there's so much more at risk. And I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? I'm thriving under that type of fire and motivation to be what I say I'm being, to do what I say I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even think about the people who don't believe in it or don't or want to hold on to yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's cool. It's good. You know, and it like you know, it means a lot.
it
to you,
does.
you know, and
Yeah.
so when you focus on doing better and actually realizing that, like, that's what it takes. Like proof in the pudding.
Yeah, and you know, some of the greatest weapons ever made in history were forged in fire. You know what I'm saying? So I've been through the fire.
You have.
A few of them. I've been burnt again, cooked twice, burnt again. Then they're like, no, that's not hot. Let's hit him with napalm now.
Yeah.
So basically, I went from juvie to the state prison and then to the Fed. So it's like, all right, I'm done.
One ass.
You know what I mean? It's like going to college and getting your PhD. It's like, what next?
Yeah.
Now I could take that lived experience and change it into something positive and show other people that want to get out but keep having these excuses.
Right.
Now I'm their excuse to get out.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, when you're in high school and the most popular dude makes something unpopular popular just by doing it himself.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, well, if he can do it, then we all can do it.
People see that shit. Yeah.
And that's trend setting. That's beating the change. And that's what I hope to represent, even with this podcast. You know, showing people that I'm not charging you to.
Well, people can
You know,
see
do
the
this.
side of you, you know, that they never ever knew.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I do look a certain way.
Yeah. You know, most people would be like, oh, I remember that motherfucker. You know, it's like, no way, you know?
Yeah,
No, it's
yeah.
like, man,
And people hold on to that.
they do.
You know what I'm saying? And,
Yeah.
and one thing I've come across in my life now is like understanding that there are times where I'm going to run into somebody I victimize. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
how I handle that encounter is going to define, you know, how other people can handle that when the time comes. You know, honoring and respecting somebody with the simple like an apology and not making no excuse.
That's fair.
Just owning my accountability. Like, you know, yeah, I did that, and I'm sorry for whatever trauma that you're dealing with from that.
Yeah.
And I'm now in a position that hopefully I can help guide people out of creating that trauma for other people that I created for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And people respond to that.
Yep. I mean, you know, you got this spot to use, this platform and stuff, and it's like, you know, the power behind it is great. It's on, you do it for good. I mean,
Yeah.
you help one person, that's good. You help many people, that's great.
Exactly. And this is only episode 3 of the official season.
Yeah.
You know, the first season, and so I feel like I was talking to Calvin. He would have been here, but he had another job, you know, arrangement.
Yeah.
And so, you know, me and him were just having a conversation yesterday. It's like, imagine 18 months from now, and we didn't drop the episode every week, honoring what we said we would honor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's organic. We're not paying into marketing. Like, this is word of mouth. I got stickers with the QR code. You know, I tag people in Facebook posts, and I'm giving businesses the opportunity to have somebody be like, hey, go to this YouTube page and watch how this dude came through and interviewed me. You know what I'm saying? Because YouTube is worldwide. So we might only have 150 subscribers now, but when we get to thousands, you know what I'm saying, of subscribers, then all those episodes, those people are going to be highlighted. People are going to come to Lacey, and when they think about getting a tattoo, they're going to think about Bulldog first because they've seen it on Love and Lacey.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, when I think of tattoos out here, I think Bulldog, and not even necessarily because it's you.
Yeah.
It's because you guys have the biggest notoriety out here. You know what I mean? You got the biggest recognition for sure. And speaking of that, see, you ran off to Texas to get more money, huh?
Some sunshine. No, I'm growing, dude. I'm growing. You know, I got an opportunity down there with some big dogs, and you know, I'm gonna learn some shit.
So are you working with people, or are you taking Bulldog to Texas?
Nope, I'm working with people. I got a spot at a pretty big shop, and you know, down there hanging out with them guys, and you know, hopefully some of the magic rubs off. You know.
Right. Shit, man.
I still come back because I can't leave this place. You know, it's like this is it.
I always liked how quick you are with this shit, man. For real.
I remember sitting in some of these chairs and the motherfucker take forever, and I'd be like, God damn it. When I started tattooing, I was like, I don't want to be that guy.
Yep.
It's not quick and hurting. It's quick and like damn near there, you know?
Yeah. We were talking about it earlier just today, as I was like, you kind of develop a pain relationship if you go to the same tattoo artist. You kind of, you know his rhythm, and Reliegh is not heavy-handed at all. Like, he gets it in there.
It happens fast, so it's like it'll light up your life, and you're like, whoa, shit, and then you're done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You guys are about to be at work, like, can I help you with anything?
Yeah.
Oh, you want that hat right there? Oh, what kind of stick can I do?
Yeah, it's just like, you know, when the wife gets a new wedding ring, everything's every excuse to put it in somebody's face.
What's up?
Yeah, that's what's up, and that's tattoos for you though. Like, you don't, I mean, ideally you don't put something on your body that you hate, which I'm guilty of because he did all my cover-ups.
Job security.
I don't feel anything. No, I'm just kidding.
That was too easy, right?
The other day, I freaking hit my leg with the weed whacker. Like, that's literally what this feels like. When I hit something hit my thigh with the weed whacker.
Yeah, for real. How is it? Not too bad?
No. Literally just feels like that. Or like when you get a shot.
Yeah.
crimes for pussies.
There ain't no crying in tattoos.
Yeah. I remember the first like real one I got was on my foot, and for me it was the shading that was irritating for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Over and over and
And
over.
everyone said like your foot's the most sensitive worst spot, but I didn't think it was that bad.
You don't think so?
No.
I got just little ones on my feet.
And then I got
Fucking hurt.
this one, the stick and poke, and then me, my sisters all got sister tattoos on the back of our ankles.
Oh yeah.
Same spot. That was really fast, and I didn't feel like it was very painful either.
No?
No.
Too easy. Some of them are just really easy. It's like, that's what I needed. Next. Right?
Yeah. It's funny because when I walked into the shop, the girl that they had doing it was someone that I went to like elementary, middle school, and high school with.
Oh, no kidding?
Yeah. She was really good. She was really quick too.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. Always nice when that happens.
It'd be fun to do. I'm just not artistic, so I can't. I cannot do it. I could trace some shit.
Half the battle. You grew up here?
Yeah, born and raised. Born at St. Peter's Hospital.
Yeah.
My oldest sister went to Ole, and me and my other siblings went to Capital.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
You've been around as long as we have.
I know. It's crazy because, like, I think sometimes, like, oh, I want to go live in, like, California or somewhere where it's, like, more sunny. But then, like, we have the best of all seasons here, you know?
Truly.
And, like, you think by the end of summer, you're tired of summer because
Yeah.
it's just hot and you're just, like, tired of
It's
it.
like, all right, I need the rain.
Yeah, and then you love to see, like, the fall. I love fall. It's my favorite. Fall,
Yeah.
the leaves and stuff.
That October stuff. There's something about it.
Yeah. And then the only thing I like about winter is just Christmas and the decorations. But, like...
Yeah, right. You know the holidays.
But the
are
weather
here.
is terrible, and I hate the rain, but it's like we just get just enough of it, and then the season changes. I feel like it's not that bad. Plus, we don't have, like, crazy animals or, like, extreme weather circumstances.
Oh,
like, we're not
God.
having tsunamis and shit.
I know. I fucking went to Texas. It's been so hot.
Ew, the bugs.
Oh my God.
Is that where you're at?
Yeah.
How big are the fucking spiders and shit?
Dude, they got these fucking, like, cicadas. They're insane. It sounds, they'll make, like, it'll be like a wave of their,
Are you talking about the cricket things?
yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like a wave. It sounds like a wave of electricity going through the trees. But they're fucking huge. And it's nuts.
Yep, I just saw, there was a show on that, and it's on, I want to say it's like on Apple, and it's on different things like happening crazy, like alien invasions and different, like, those things that you're talking about, like invading a farmland, and
Oh, yeah.
so it's like a bunch of circumstantial, like, could happen or maybe did happen, the government hiding type shit. I can't think of what it's called. Uninvited, I think it's what the show is
Uninvited? I'm
called.
gonna
Yeah,
check
or
that
something
shit out.
like that.
I like
Yeah.
Yeah, but the weather, those are the only wildest bug, you know, but they got like venomous snakes and shit. And I'm just like, oh my God, what are we doing? It's been like over 100 for a month.
So, like, for as long as you've been tattooing, because I heard you say that you're, like, learning some shit, like, I'm going to compare it to, like, the beauty world. There's always something new.
Constant.
It is, because it
Yeah.
doesn't seem like, I don't know. It seems,
But it's all individually done. So, like, you know, each person, you know, if they want it, it's like any job. You try hard, you know, you're going to have more success, right? You know, so here it's like, I got to a certain point where I was constantly trying to be better by myself and, you know, working with everybody. But like this opportunity down there is like, getting called up to the big leagues and, work with some of these guys that are like, been around. They're like, some of the last true OGs, and it's,
Yeah, something crazy that I've been seeing a lot on TikTok is they've been doing like these mass tattoos. So like someone will get their whole back tatted, but
Yeah.
still they'll have like 6 to 8 artists come in and they'll hook them up to like an IV.
oh my God.
And they'll do their whole back all at once, but each artist is doing a different section.
I've heard about this shit,
It's so filthy, and it's like the best art. I don't know, they have to be like top tier people, and they all like come together. And
Somebody, I forget this celebrity, but somebody was telling me about they just go in and they'd get knocked out and then they'd tattoo their whole body.
Yeah.
I forget who it was, but Seb sounds very similar. I mean, I could only imagine how bad that would feel afterwards for like a week, right? Probably want to die. But people are doing wild shit nowadays, and trying, especially with like the social media and stuff. It's like, everybody's wanting to do more and bigger and fancier and get their notoriety and be the person that does this next crazy thing. And
don't you think thighs are like, the skin is like thick, right, on a thigh?
yeah, it's nice because it's like
easy to tattoo.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think the most painful is?
For me was the abdomen, getting your like ribs and stomach tattooed. That shit hurts bad. But they all have their like level of it. Some of them become more tolerable, and others they just fucking hurt until you're over it.
Yeah, because I remember like with my foot one, it was like it kind of got numb after a little bit or something, like naturally.
Yeah. You just like your body finds its like spot where it's like, you know what, I can keep doing this, but it better end soon.
It used to be Subway, right?
It did.
I mean, I bet you guys have seen hella interesting shit going on over there across the street.
Yeah.
Have you?
It was pretty wild, I mean, out back here was pretty gnarly, but so they funnel from.
Oh yeah, it's down the street from that. What is it? The jungle or?
Yeah. Well, we had the bad one, huge one.
That's right. That's right. That just came back. Yeah.
They just cleared it out. It's been nice. It's unfortunate that we have that shit going on, but
I know. Well, and then it's just, I don't know, like there's solutions to it. Like, are they really solutions, and are they actually happening? And like, how long is it taking? And it's,
yeah. What the fuck do you do now? It's so far gone. They cleared it out. Everybody, for the most part, seems to be going along with it. I guess. I don't know. And
my dentist is like it's in the parking lot over there by Lowe's. And so the windows face the street, so I always see crazy shit when I'm getting my teeth worked on. Like the other day, I actually saw this guy. He was carrying a freaking pistol on his hip. I'm like, oh, that's safe.
Hell yeah.
Like,
there's some wild shit going on over there.
Yeah.
It's like right out on the sidewalk,
Yeah, like people doing drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
How you doing? Good?
Yeah, I don't feel like I would want to do a 2-part tattoo. Like, I wouldn't want to come back and have it worked on again while it's all like healing and raw. Like, fuck that. Get that shit done. Yeah, no. And it has to hurt more because it's all tender, like after, right? I mean,
yeah. Some of them, you gotta split up. This one we do one shot.
my sister's got more. She had got a whole huge side piece, and then she had more added on. They're like really bold, dark flowers. Like,
Oh yeah, huge one, right?
And super bold and super dark. And I'm just thinking, like, no fucking way. I like dainty stuff. I don't like big, bold. You know,
Yeah.
I like random little placements and sayings and like the biggest thing I'll do is what we do on my sleeves. Those will be like the biggest pieces that are at
Oh
one.
yeah.
Yeah.